Good evening, adventurers. Um, Welcome to one of our streams, and thank you for having me here as your game master today. We today want to give you the world of the Dark Eye and have a little explanatory adventure, which will be released shortly to all players wanting to learn about the Dark Eye. And I am very, very happy to have such a great group here today with me playing the system. One fellow German on my side, which is Cal or Björn. We know him from his past streamings, and three famous and renowned players from Foundry. Thank you so much for having us here.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
As I said before, we're going to be playing The Dark Eye, and this is one of the most famous German role-playing games. I think it's been around since the 80s. I first came in contact in the mid-90s with this game, and ever since the last 2 years, me and Hübklotz have been developing this system in cooperation with you. This is Spiele for Foundry, and today it's going to be very, very much fun, hopefully for all of us, to play this game together and have some insights. What is the big German competition to Dungeons and Dragons? It varies in lots of mechanical systems, like our skill checks are a little different, our attributes are a little different, fighting is a little bit different, but nevertheless it's going to be hopefully a lot of fun. And if there's a mechanical question, we can answer it, but most of the skill checks and attacks will be performed by the system. Thank you all for providing this amazing tool, Foundry, which helped us through COVID a lot in Germany, at least with my group. So if there is anything you want to add, Carl, about the Dark Eye as former marketing chief of Ulysses Spiele, feel free. Otherwise, let's begin.
I think if the people have any questions, we can give some more background to the Dark Eye. It's basically a standard fantasy setting inspired by medieval Europe, also having some influences of modern times regarding the setting. As you mentioned, the rule system is a bit different than for example, Dungeons & Dragons, but a lot of other systems. And it's been around since 1803. It's now the 5th edition. It was over basically nearly 40 years the most successful role-playing game played in Germany. So it has a big legacy, and the world, which is called Aventuria, is defined by a very rich history. So if you look at the characters now living in the world, if you look at the books in the 80s, their parents basically are active in political roles and stuff like that. So they really have kind of every detail covered in the history of that world.
Yeah, just opened the continent real quick for you guys to look at it. It's a compact continent. I'm not sure, probably the size of Europe, and it includes so many different cultures, and we find elven, dwarven, orcs, goblins, humans, different kinds of humans, yetis, everything you can think about from your fantasy stories as your little kid. But, we will be focusing today. We're going to be playing in the middle realm somewhere, in the middle, playing an adventure called Witch's Dance, which gives us very, very, very many opportunities to play the adventure. So I've prepared some path through the adventure, but if you want to play it again, there are at least 3 or 4 different ways you can master this adventure. So I hope you enjoy my pick of the story for this time. Yeah, but as said, you can play it different ways depending on your group, depending on the characters playing with you. And if you want to be forceful, if you want to have fun, if you want to take more time, everything is possible. But yeah, we will be looking at my version today, and I'm not sure, we'll have to check, but probably after this stream or the next one, we will release this adventure for everybody to play and enjoy the game for free. Okay, so the first scene will be Theater of the Mind. We will be changing something in the Theater of Mind, and some will be on the battle map, so just don't feel confused if I change and sometimes open a map. please excuse we haven't done everything as a map, but we have the most important ones as battle maps, but some will be part of Theater of the Mind. So, as you have, we discussed, you already know each other, and I think McKenna is the reason why you're currently venturing through the forest. And as Corgrim notices, there's a thunderstorm and rain around you. But McKenna, maybe you want to explain why you guys are currently not traveling in a cabin or in a horse riding, but just walking through the forest.
Look, I swear, the dice must have been rigged. I don't take any responsibility for, well, anything really, but the money loss was absolutely cheating. They were cheating. Let's be clear.
Well, so
Let's
were
all
you.
agree. Well, yes, but look, clearly they had rigged the dice. I couldn't have anticipated that.
Yeah, but as long as we get paid, I'm fine. And you said we will get paid.
Well, you know, swings and roundabouts. There's always going to be another job. You know that. I'm nothing if not gifted at finding us work.
Is it going to be good work, though?
It will be work.
What about that job in Riesland? We were working there for months. We got paid like a single gold. What was up with that?
Well, look, the magistrate promised, and I had no reason to doubt him. It was a fair contract.
I don't need that many chickens. None of us needed that many chickens.
They were prize fighting roosters, and you know it.
We did do well in that fighting ring.
Look, what? Can't we just enjoy this nice, long, drab walk through the forest on the way to our destination, where there will be, no doubt, a fine tavern, beer, wine, perhaps even wenches.
There's
And
a
then we
bloody
can all
lake
fly.
drowning us from the sky, and there's going to be piss poor non-Dorvale when we get there.
I know you're used to living in some mountain hole where it doesn't rain on your head, but the rest of us are used to this.
Not as much as this, but what was the name of that town, if you can call it that, what we're aiming for?
You finally realize there is not really a plan you want to go. You're just on the way to somewhere else and hoping to get to the next bigger city, as you're currently not in a contract or any situation. And the rain is pouring down. It's really cold. Your clothes are completely wet. You kind of hope for a nice bed, warm place to stay, at least for one night. And luckily, in the far distance, you think you can see a small town, probably an hour or so away, as there is some noise besides the rain coming through the rain. And I would like to have you guys do a perception check, which I just posted in the chat for you. Just click on it and roll your dice, please.
Roll or competitive check?
Just roll. Corgan's has a stunning.
So many dice.
Well, this is amazing. So now you can see, just rolling those dice will do a check against your attributes, and we see. I don't think I've ever seen a triple one before in my career, which is basically the best you can ever do. Double one is amazing. Triple one is I'm not even sure
critical success.
like the best success ever. So you hear the raindrops falling down of birds hitting the floor and hitting a rainworm in the direction 55 yards away from you, north, north, south, 276.5 degrees or something like this. I'm not completely sure about the direction. So basically, you hear everything. You hear a cannon's feet squashing a little piece of wood below you, and which is really annoying because you hear the rain so good. But not too far away from you, you hear some, please help me, please help me, please help me. Um, and as you basically you've found, you hear everything around you, you know exactly where this is from. This is not too far away. There seems to be a woman trapped underneath some wood pieces.
My old ears may deceive me, but someone seems to need our help. I'm not happy it's going to take us off the path even a single step.
But helping her, perhaps we can get room and board for the night.
Oh.
While they're talking, can I run towards the woman?
Yes, you can. You can go close to her. It's a.
Oh, there she goes. Do you think we should follow?
Well,
I suppose.
and we should be prepared that it's a trap. You know how these woods
Always
can
a
be.
trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a red-haired woman laying beneath a pile of wood, and she seems to be stuck, completely wet. Her clothes drowned, as she's almost drowning in the puddle of mud there, where the wood is holding her down. Please help me, adventurers. I really need to get back to Home, which is not too far away. Please help me. I'm stuck.
Oh, don't worry. I'll help. I try and lift the whatever is holding, like planks or a piece of wood or something. Like lift it
Yes. Yeah.
See,
so
the
that would
bloody
be-
sky is gonna nearly kill this lass. Yeah, this lass.
up. Wow.
I know, it's hard for you to tell without the beard.
Yeah.
Hey, so our rather smallish looking elven Fiona just lifts up the tree like she is stronger than Korgrim and McKenna together and just frees the lady. So we'll have a look at our Fiona real quick, who has just been lifting a huge piece of wood away. So she was very, very, very good, having a critical success. Which, as you can see, just pointing out, the skill points were -8. She would have failed, but having 2 1s always beats failing check in the Dark Eye. So she did really, really well with a double 1. And as I said before, I don't think I've seen so many 1s in a single session so far already. So this could be very interesting. I think somebody rigged dice for me today, but we will have some fun with this one.
We definitely don't have like a Foundry staff backdoor into rolling ones or anything. Just letting you know.
I think with 20s, right?
Yeah, it's normally the other way around. We're supposed to roll
Yeah.
20s a lot more.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then this would be more fun, having you fail everything. But yes, you open, you free this lady, and from the logs, which is shown here in the chat. Thank you, noble heroes. Without you, I don't know if any would have found me out here. My name is Aleftia, and I live in the town not too far away, Würzelholm. I really need to get back there, and as I see, you guys are stumbling through the dark of the night and the wet. I think you might need to go there as well.
Might we know what you were doing in the middle of the night in the forest? In the rain?
Yes, I've
Nearly
been-
drowned.
That is correct, noble Corbin, or noble adventure. Sorry, I'm here. My name is, as I said, my name is Aleftia, and I was looking for herbs, and this tree fell on me a couple hours back when it was still day. I've been laying here for a rather long time. You were the first ones coming by. I collect herbs every other day.
Are you injured? Do you need help? Are you okay?
I think my leg hurts a little bit, but luckily the tree just made me stuck and didn't hurt my bones very much. Thank you. but she's looking around and trying to find something. And Corgrim, you still have, the surrounding in your mind due to your exceptional perception. You see a lot of herbs, cut up and shattered around it. There's a small basket where the stuff was in, so she seems to be looking for this one and cannot see them very much due to the rain and the night. And your dwarven eyes might have an advantage of looking around.
Yeah, I can point out to, hey, her stuff's over there, Fiona. If you want to keep helping her out, I'm good.
Oh, thank you so much. And she will start collecting her herbs. Will you noble adventurers help me and collect my stuff and bring it back to the town?
Yes, I think we can help, can't we? I mean, it's going to be a place that's warm and dry, right?
Yes, we have a tavern and an inn where you can stay the night, and I think the people of Whistleholm will really appreciate you helping me here at night outside in the wood.
About the inn, I don't suppose you've barn or shack or spare bedroom you could stow us in? We're a little between jobs at the moment.
I think we can accommodate you here in Whistleholm. We are a town of very nice people.
Yes, let us get out of this wretched water.
Mm-hmm.
While the others collect her stuff, I'm trying to look into the forest around us, making sure that there's no ambush waiting for us. So any ill means planned by her, something like that.
Please feel free to roll a perception check.
Okay, I will do so. Where's my
While that's
character?
happening,
Yeah.
can I, as I'm collecting the herbs, can I tell what kind of herbs they are?
Yeah, it's Rizzle, which is apparently this herb Rizzle. It's Rizzle kraut. It's part of healing potions, and apparently this small town is called after them. And if you like to do just check real quick which attribute. If you would do a plant lore, you could probably just check if you can see anything special. If you do your perception check, Orestes, there's nothing looking too out of the ordinary right now. It's just rain, wet, dark, and night.
Okay.
And Fiona just also had a success with her plant lore check. Some of the grass or seeming grass you walked around and the plants are the Wurzel kraut that seems to be growing a lot around here in the forest. And the stuff you're collecting right now is basically all Wurzel kraut from Aleftia's basket. So she was looking for healing herbs.
Okay.
So
Can I put it back in the basket and then maybe just take one herb for myself?
Sure. I will give you some a little bit later on for that one. But yes, you can take some. And once you completed picking up her stuff and helping her to your feet, she takes you, Fiona, by the hand and drags you in the direction of her town. Oh, mighty adventurers, you real heroes you are, helping a maiden in need and also helping her carry her stuff through the night. That is all very, very good character. And I must confess,
Thanks.
You're not gonna first time someone's called you a real venture.
Listen, words can hurt.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said them.
She looks a little startled, but nevertheless, I must confess, I think fate must have brought you here. Such noble heroes helping me today. And she starts looking behind her, trying to see. Something changed. She doesn't look as happy anymore. She's a little startled and afraid looking. I'm in real danger, and just on me. But as you helped me, I will confess, I'm not just an ordinary herb lady. I'm a witch, and me and my sisters, we have been in trouble by an evil warlock. His name is Cordax. He has come to our town many cycles ago, and we welcomed him as he is a warlock, a witch like us, and we let him into our coven. But then she stops and looks around again. Then something happens. He was never a nice man, but then one day he changed for the worse. He strode the forest around here, and then he came back and he demanded we will be his slaves and serve him. And me and my sisters, we laughed at him and said, so we're not your slaves, we're sisters in this coven. And then he used powerful magic to break our will and force us into compliance. We pled him to let us go. We tried our combined strength to banish him from our town, but he's too powerful. We don't know what happened. We even asked some of our fellow villagers who suspect us being witches, but they don't know how to help and or are afraid as well. This must be a sign of Saturia that you are here, late at night going in the direction of Rizzleholm. You will be the ones helping us, freeing us from this evil warlock, aren't you not?
Well, there would be the question of monetary compensation.
Or ale. Dwarven ale.
The ale we can give you for the compensation. We don't have much money here in Rizzleholm, but me and my sisters, we can brew up some elixirs for you, healing potions, which you can sell in the next big city. I hear they're rather valuable for regular people.
Healing potions, you said?
Yes. And
I look at the others. Okay, that might be useful for us, but also to solve our money problems.
And if you get rid of this Cordax, you can have everything, all in his possession that does not belong to the villagers. That will help you as well.
Is this a kind of like a simple thing? We just, wait till he's sleeping and go up, and just, or is he like? Is this gonna be a simple thing? Does he have like a dark castle somewhere that you're not telling us about, full of
You
minions?
must face your foes head on, Fiona. You must not take them in their sleep or by surprise. You must charge them in noble combat.
The most
Or,
important question is, does this evil man have any kind of troops working for him? So do we face a group of mercenaries or just him alone?
Not that I know of. He's living in the old mill up the road, a couple miles in the north. But I've never been there. I only meet at a place where we witches meet. But to his mill I haven't been. But the villagers sometimes go there if they want to buy potions and or have other people been enchanted to like them more or have their hair grown. So yes, but it's supposedly not he shouldn't have anybody working for him. Nobody likes him really much.
And
I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. We can just go up, communicate to him sternly but kindly that his presence is no longer wanted and he should leave.
That would be wonderful. That would be very, very wonderful. But who, may I ask, are you, noble adventurers here?
Ah, yes. Allow me to introduce myself. I am James McKenna at your service.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Fiona. I'm just, traveling with these guys. I'm not really sure why. They're pretty rough, but they're nice to me.
I'm Corgram. I'm the only one who with a good eye for good metal and beer.
The rest
Now,
is
Look, you buy a jug of fish-flavored liquor once, just once. You never live it down with this one.
You drank the whole thing.
Of course I did. I bought it with your good money.
Well, he paid for it, so why not drink it? I'm Orestes, and I used to fight.
He's a man of few words.
Mm. Yeah.
You sound like the right adventures we need for this quest, and thank you that you will help us. But then she will keep on dragging you. She will look at it over her shoulders every once in a while, but she feels way more comfortable with you going through the forest. And as you go through the forest, you are getting closer to this wonderful town here, which is Rizzelholm. In Rizzelholm, there's the promised tavern. It's called the Tusk. Once you come in there, Aleftia explains who you are. The landlord Ugdalf, he will give you food and drinks for free.
Yes.
Yeah, and for the Forest Rest Inn, the only inn within Rizzelholm, you will get a room for the night to dry off your clothes. And yeah, the villagers are very friendly to you and thankful that you helped her. Left here getting safe back home, and yeah, please feel free to roam around the tavern, which will once again be not as part of a battle map, as this is a tavern. We're not going to be fighting in the tavern.
I'll start squeezing water out of my beard, and a lot of it comes out.
And yeah, this in this tavern, several people are working. At least two young women. They introduce themselves as Vanya and Birka. They are the daughters of Ugdalf, and they are serving you drinks and beers. And they are nice-looking women, but not very, not very fancy or anything. Just regular bar maidens or helping her dad run this tavern.
How crowded is the tavern presently?
That's it's Ugdalf, Vanya, Birka. There is the one other lady and two or three other people. It's not too crowded. It's doesn't seem to be this biggest of towns, and not so many people around here. But yeah, like probably 5 to 10 people besides you maximum, but rather less. The most of the 5.
This ale is thin and tasteless, like piss. Another!
I'll take 2.
Well, at least it is some ale. Is there any person who looks like he could use a sword or knows a bit more about the area? So someone like an old militiaman or something like that.
Yes, there is this man. I hope you can see him. Yeah, it's Baldur. He is the village's sheriff. He is experienced. He's rather fat and doesn't look too dangerous, but he at least is keeping up the law in this town. Yeah, he has seen better days, but nevertheless, if there's no trouble besides you adventurous, he might be the law in this town.
Okay. I go up next to him. Excuse me.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Since we just arrived, is there any major trouble around this town? We're looking for work, and if you have any major problems with creatures or evildoers, just let us know. For small fee, we might be able to help.
That sounds like you guys might be trouble. There is no trouble here in Gristle's-Home. Not since, not since our old headman left the town a couple of weeks back. We don't know where he went, but yeah.
So he's missing.
I'm not sure if I would say missing, but he is gone. But, okay. The sheriff looks a little strange to McKenna juggling knives, but seems a little uncomfortable. But maybe you want to try seduction or persuasion, dear as to try to, if you can tickle more information out of this dear sheriff.
Yep, I can do that. That social skill.
Yes, but I can also request it for you if you.
No. It's a seduction might not work because I do not want to bet him, but streetwise might.
Streetwise might work as well. You can.
Yeah, I do streetwise. Oh, that looks good.
That looks very good. The sheriff looks a little bit over his shoulder. Our headman, he left the village. He and our noble Cordax got into a little argument, and apparently Cordax transformed him into something for as punishment for plotting against him. So we decided not to look into this matter and just try to be as normal and nice as possible.
Just to get this straight, your headman was transformed into something because he plotted against whom?
Cordax, the inhabitant of the old mill.
Okay, sounds like he sounds like trouble.
Yes, sometimes. But if you have a request, he can help you or give you some portions if you promise a service, and give him gold and leave him be. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this one of the barmaidens, she looks at, she serves you some beer, and she says, "Well, that's not all. He just hates us people here, but nevertheless, we give him our gold and we give him our services. So, that's why he's staying. And I heard he has a pact with a demon or something. Makes him,
I look over to my fellow adventurers.
McKenna, in the time you have been speaking to the sheriff, has begun juggling knives, trying to entertain the patrons, and earn a little bit of coin to pay for the drinks.
So, whereabouts is this mill? Is it just outside the village, or?
The mill is roughly 4 hours of walk up north the hill, somewhere in the northern hemisphere of the area. There is the path following up to the mill, and if you want to go to see Cordax, you can buy portions of him or other services, but don't stay long there. He is not somebody you want to be around.
Okay, I leave the sheriff alone and go over to my fellow adventurers, and I sit down next to the dwarf. Okay, this guy in the mill seems really to be dangerous. The sheriff just told me he can transform people into whatever. So it might be a magic user and a powerful one.
Did you say that child is a sheriff?
This guy is the sheriff.
And are you believing him based on the power of his facial hair, or his lack of a neck?
I believe him because he had no reason to lie to me.
Right. Yes, fair enough, I suppose.
I don't think he's ever been around children. They lie all the time. Up until like 250, 300, they're just constantly lying.
Well, I suppose aristocracy. So there is that.
Are you still juggling your knife, Smith, or have you
still juggling while conversing?
Yeah. So one of the other inmates has been looking, and she comes over and gives you a couple coins because she's really looking forward to. But the barman looks at you. Don't throw any beer on the ground with your juggling. Those mugs are very expensive. So just keep it to your knives and don't hit my guests here. But nevertheless,
no hitting the guests with sharp objects. I will keep that in mind, my beer tossing friend.
Oh no, the wrong comment here. I was gonna give you some coins for that. Yeah, but nevertheless, you will get some more beers, and people really like to look at your knives. If you want to add another one into this, your throwing amount, trying some. I think Karusing would be, or let's see, or Gaukalai. If you want to do some Gaukalai with your.
That's what I was going for. He will attempt a Gaukalai check.
And please do. Do not Gaukalai, because please hit the button, or use your character sheet and just hit the 3 dices there. Okay, and you try to very impressively Gaukal, and as now the people start looking around, you are dropping your knives, and luckily you only hit the floor next to your foot, but it was a close one. It could have been your foot. This was not too good, unless you feel like using one of your fate points to re-roll this check.
I think he will.
Then please go in the chat, right button, and do a re-roll. Use fate point, and then you can have a reduction and have a re-roll, and then select all the rolls that were wrong. So take the courage and the dexterity and re-roll those two, and you will have a new result coming up for you. And while we're trying this one, so the Dark Eye will allow you to re-roll if you have fate points left. You have number between 0 and 6 fate points, depending on how much luck or bad luck you have. Usually you have 3. McKenna decided to have a lot of luck in his life, even though it seems like he was not so lucky the last few encounters he had, but generally he's a lucky person. Whereas Corgram is troubled by bad luck. He has less fate points than the rest of the group. But these will allow you to change your rolls, re-roll them, and or buy additional successes. So nevertheless, you still have 120, but you managed to pick up your daggers in a very fashioned way. They were almost hitting your floor, and you just grabbed them up from the floor and made a fantastic move out of it. And people really like this, and the amount of money you receiving kind of increases. So for the entire group, so each of you will receive some money.
We gotta get you a real dwarven made Jagger set there, not that whatever cheap ass blade you currently got.
You say that now, but I remember you asking me to shave that beard of yours.
Yeah, why was it dirty? What glue got into it? Because who got us into a mess of spiders?
Look. Your height. None of us got tangled in those webs.
I lost 100 years of growth. 100 years. I can't go back to my wife for another decade.
So really, what you're saying is you should be thanking me.
You got me there.
Octave overhears your conversation. Do you guys need a potion for regrowing your hair? Because I have, look at my wonderful hair. I used to be a bald man, but Cordax helped me with this potion, and now I have full hair again. So,
do you though?
Yes, he has. It's not our sheriff, which was fat and had some hair. This is our Ogdolf is our the owner of the tavern. But yes, he said,
shame we couldn't help out the sheriff, eh?
And think about one thing though. He didn't even ask much of me. He only wanted some of my blood. I don't know why for, but he gave me this potion just for a little bit of money and my blood. I don't know what this is about, but I don't have I don't have hair loss anymore.
Dwarven blood does have an alcohol content level of 20%. It is valuable.
You small man, your hair looks very thin and worn out, so I think this potion could help you grow give you some use to it and make it look good again.
I prefer to keep my blood inside my body, thank you, stranger.
Not very good at that now, are you, Barney?
How many times do I have to tell you? It's James.
It's James.
I'll take another pint, please.
Yes, you will get some. And some of the people are retiring for their beds, and they will, as the night approaches, next day, Leftiak once more comes by to you once the tavern is a little more empty, and she says, "So I kept my word. You have your food, your drinks, and your room for the night. You will help us tomorrow, right? You will go and rid us from this evil."
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
we're just going to have a conversation with the strange blood-gathering
Gold
alchemist
collecting.
and inform him that he's no longer welcome here.
Wonderful. Well, if you continue the road up north, be aware. Kordak sees everything, and his raven has his eyes everywhere, and people believe him. That if you see the raven, he will curse you, and they are right. He can curse you. Depending on your knowledge about witches, you can see. You can roll a magic lore if you want to if you know much about witches or not, and witch magic, especially you, Fiona. You as a mage yourself, you might know some things about.
Nope. I don't know anything about witches.
That's good. They're just rural myths. They don't really cast magic. They're very, very harmless to you. They just cook some potions, and that's about it. But yeah.
Wait, you said a raven, right?
Yes, he has a raven.
Okay.
But yeah, you just stay on the road and keep watch. And if you walk about 2 miles up north, or 3 miles up north, on the you will see a special tree that looks somewhat like a cannot tell you. Almost like a house beneath its roots. There, my sister Satunia lives, and she can help you on your further journey and give you some more information about evil Kordax and his whereabouts.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. So I'm hitting the sack. I'm going to bed now because I assume that tomorrow we will have some trouble, and I know that my fellow comrades might drink a bit more. So I think one should have a clear mind tomorrow, beside Fiona, because I know she's not drinking so much. So yeah, I'm going to rest.
Okay, you can go into the inn, the Forest Rest Inn, and there's a room waiting for the four of you, where you can sleep it off. Or for the three of you, Fiona, as the only lady of the group, will have her own room, not to share it with some wild men and or dwarven people.
Before going to bed, can I look outside and see if there's a raven?
Sure. You can try. You're in the midst of the village, but please feel free to roll a perceptions check if you can see. Okay, I think I need to banish. I need to banish your dice. Another 2 down. Critical success.
Fiona, what do your elf eyes see?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Garbage. Only garbage.
Yes, you see everything in this town. One of the town folks, she is just getting undressed and ready for bed. A couple of houses down the road. Your male companions would probably like this view, but you don't seem too interested in this. You also see the big sheriff Baldur walking rather slowly to his house. He had a little too many beers today. But besides that, there's not much going on besides rain and people getting ready to bed.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so anything else you want to do, or will you all go to bed?
Yeah, I think after that I'll go to sleep as well.
I mean, I only need I barely drank at all. Another pitcher or two and I head to bed.
Okay. Well,
McKenna will make the mistake of trying to keep up with Cordroom.
Okay. That's always a good plan, but we can, you can keep drinking and can keep drinking. At one point, you will stop drinking and probably sleep on the floor if you want to keep up with the dwarf.
That's how we don't have to fight over the two beds in the room, right? He sleeps on the floor and I go grab a bed after he's done.
Okay. The night passes and we will be transitioning to dark. The morning begins. Some roosters make their noises and you wake up. The rain has stopped for the moment. You can finally see the nice town of Whistleholm. And like you imagined, night is a small town you don't want to spend much time in. There's not much going on. There's no entertainment rooms with pleasant young ladies for you, McKenna, or any interesting fights for you to pick Orestes, or no dwarven anywhere close for you, Korgrim. So yeah, you really want to just get it over with and leave this place, maybe with some more gold in your pockets, but yeah, that will be up to you. So I will just put one of you guys on the map if that's okay. I'm going to be using McKenna, so you will be on the road of leaving this this town, and you can, walk a little bit up the way. And as you're human and have the handicap of a dwarven comrade, you're a little slower than regular. But you will find the way up north as described, and you can continue going up upwards. And at some point, you will walk through the forest, and luckily for all of you, something amazing happens again. It starts to rain again.
Oh, the bloody sky.
But yeah, rain is.
I hate the north. So much rain here.
Yeah, let me just fix real quick the view for one of our comrades here. Can I, ownership is okay. I hope this fixed this for you. As you see that it's very dark, it's very rainy. I hope somebody can see something. Is the stream now picking us up?
I still seem to be. Oh, that's probably just that that we don't have anything that we can see just yet.
Well, you should be seeing something.
Oh, there it is. Mine's just popped
You
in.
have to click your token.
Perfect. So, yeah, you're in the forest. It's raining. It's dark, and the path keeps going on. You see a lot of whistle crowd again around you on the roadside, but besides that, nothing too much of the out of the ordinary. There's still this whole forest doesn't seem too friendly to you. You don't know why, especially you, Fiona. You feel like this is not a nice place. It should be so beautiful and so nice, but it doesn't feel right anymore. Your inner instincts tell you this forest has something happened here in the wider area of the town. But yes, you can now look a little bit around you and keep following the path as you're walking. You have a feeling being watched. Something.
Can I do another perception check for a crow?
Yes, please. Yes, please. But hang on. This one will be a penalty on this check. I put it into the chat room for you. Wonderful. You can see something around somewhere. There's some ordinary birds flying around, but you also see one rather suspicious looking raven. The villagers talked about it. There he is at the edge of your sight, I think. I'm not sure if Corgrim sees him yet. And you don't even see him yet as well. He is just flying and sitting around in this one of the trees and looking towards you guys, and it doesn't feel like it's a nice looking crow. It's a raven. It's normal birds look at you and then they will fly away, and this one just stares at you. It goes into your inner mark. This raven is really not your regular raven.
Can I very carefully place a stone into my sling?
Yes, you can try to do this. If you want to do it carefully and slowly,
Yep.
please do a stealth check. And while trying to be super stealthy, You drop the stone on the floor. One of them at least drops on the floor, and the other one will end up in your sling.
Does the crow fly away, or is the crow still sort of?
The raven crow still looks at you and makes one of this nice noises, and looks carefully in your direction. What you're doing
Okay.
next.
Is it close enough that I can try a shot with my bow?
Yes, you can try to shoot with a bow.
Okay, I try to do that. I basically turn around, look at Anathema, and pull my bow, put an arrow in it, turn around, and shoot at the raven.
Oh, we're doing this then.
Oh, I have to select it as a target.
Okay, well, before we do this, now
Okay.
as you try to do evil combat-y things to the peaceful raven looking at you, yes, you can all please roll for initiative. As you can see, each of you has the roll initiative button up to you, and then we decide who will go first and who will go last.
Sorry, I think I just had a bad internet connection.
Okay.
Could you repeat? I just had
Please.
complete freeze.
But just please roll your initiative to see if when your turn will be to
Okay.
try to shoot the evil-looking raven. Do you want me to roll, or can you?
No, I can. Sorry.
Wonderful.
Sorry.
Perfect. So yes, Orestes, it's your turn. It's the first. So
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I cannot select it as a target, I think.
use double right-click on it. Should be letting you select it as a target, or use T as target. I think the module is installed.
Yeah.
I was able to hover over and just hit the T key.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I have, but I also have no control over my token, I think. I cannot move it.
You have no token. No.
Possible when your internet connection.
Yeah,
issue
might
happened,
be a
you may have-
glitch.
You might have to F5 to regain.
So. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back again. So, okay. Now I can move. Okay. That's
Wonderful. So
Oh. Hey.
as it is your turn, you tried to shoot the poor little raven, but you missed. I'm too sorry that you missed the small raven, but yes, your arrow flies by him, and he looks very, very angry. But the raven is very far away, and he's a very small target. That's why you have troubles shooting it. Down in the south, where you usually hunt bigger animals, it's easier for you, but trying to shoot a crow or a raven is something new for you. But if you hit the end turn button, then we can. Fiona will be able, and the combat tracker will then allow the next combatant to fight against you, or try to shoot
Good so.
with her.
Okay, I'm going to move forward slightly, and then I'm going to fire off a little slingshot.
Yes. Have you selected your target? Ooh, and thankfully the dice are once not in your favors. You managed
Okay.
to do a critical botch or a confirmed
Oh, dear.
botch. So if you hit the roll button again on the in the chat message here, the ranged combat botch, the system will let you know what you have done, and you tried to, throw your stone in a very impressive way at the raven, and instead of doing so, you did not hit the raven, but your stone flew away and hit the small dwarf next to you. So, um, and he will apparently, for one wonderful reason, receive 8 damages. So,
Wow.
Whoa!
which is,
Did I hit him in the eye?
yeah, probably
dear.
about that. So, as you have not been selected, we just have to take off your armor and do this manually. But you can just reduce your life points by 4 points down to 38. Luckily, you are a
Kogram
tank
known as
monster.
Stone Eye. I like that.
It took health off of me as well.
Oh, it took off you. Then you hit yourself. That's all, okay as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Already, it selects one of you, so then you hit yourself. It's okay as well. Not hitting
It's
the
fine.
poor.
Yeah, I hit myself in the eye.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Where were you aiming?
I was trying to hit the raven.
The bloody bird's over there.
I know.
Okay. And if you also will end turn, then Korgrim, it's your turn.
Do I have a ranged weapon?
No.
So what are my options here?
Do nothing. Walk against close to in the direction. Hide from the next attempt from Fianna to throw a rock at you.
Yeah, maybe.
All those might be possible options to change the outcome.
Okay.
Use your shield as an umbrella.
Yeah.
Whatever you think is best. In
Yeah, I
this
think I'm
situation.
gonna duck into this tree cover to hide from my ally. Do I need to roll something to hide?
No. I
Okay.
I will give you, having rain and being in the forest will give you sufficient cover from your friends.
I'll let you deal with the bloody bird. I've had enough after that giant eagle incident.
And please also end your turn. The raven looks at you, and he has this sound. This kind of sounds like he will tell you will regret this. Kind of sounds very, very creepy, and you all feel like this is not something a raven should be saying. And you're not sure if he really said this, but for you it sounded like he wanted to warn you to regret what you just started to do, and he will basically just fly away in an unknown direction up north, which will basically be the direction you want to be heading, because up north was where Leftia told you to go, but the raven will flee the scene because you tried to shoot him with a bow and try to throw a stone at him, and he is 4 against the raven, and he will just leave the encounter. And with this, your first combat in the Dark Eye ends. It was not very spectacular, except for shooting yourself with a stone, but nevertheless,
I turn around to the dwarf. It suits you.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
It suits you. The stone close to the eye.
Oh no, it hit me instead.
Oh, it hit you instead. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. Well, that didn't work out. But we were warned that this raven belongs to the evildoer we are looking for. So he
I'm
knows
counting
now
that as a
that we're
win. It
coming.
fled. That's another W in the book.
Yeah.
He'll pull out
Well-
his book.
Certainly. Obviously, it will not come back to bite us in the ass at all that we attacked the pet of a warlock that acquires blood from people in the town. Right. Onward, shall we?
Can I cast a spell?
Always.
I'd like to cast Bassam Salamund.
Okay. Target yourself if you want to apply something to it, and roll your check. For this spell, it's important that you decide how many arcane energy you want to spend, because the amount of arcane energy you're going to be spending will be the amount of life points you will regain.
Mm-hmm. How do I target myself?
I just hit a T on hover over yourself and hit the T button, and then you can target yourself, I think.
Okay, yep.
And then you just cast the spell, and you fail, which is amazing. Your luck has left you with no go. And if you right-click in the chat message, you can at least still pay the arcane energy cost for this spell, even though you failed. And for the rest of you, Fiona just stands there, mumbles something to herself. Don't have the gesture in my mind or what you're really doing, but then spectacular, nothing happens. But importantly, if you use the chat and apply pay mana arcane energy cost, the system will automatically reduce the cost, because failed spells don't cost as much as successful spells. So instead of taking it down manually out of your character, if you use right click, and then you will just have a correct amount of arcane energy drawn from your account.
Yep. I would have spent 6, but instead I spent 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would
Perfect.
you be able to use a fate point to re-roll that?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can, or you can just wait and recast the spell, as you can cast any spell as often as you want to. If it fails, you just have to wait until the casting time is over, which basically, if you're not in a combat situation, is always neglectable. So you can just do this spell again.
I'll wait for a little bit. I'll see where. I'll just be a little bit dejected and just be like,
But remember, the raven just saw you and gave you some evil warning words. There's more time as you linger around the forest, the more time evil Cortex will have to prepare for your arrival, as he knows you're coming, and you don't seem to be too friendly, at least to his raven.
Yep.
Perhaps I can explain to him that it was just a misunderstanding. We are hungry travelers, and we saw the bird and thought perhaps we could get a meal.
Yeah, I want to see you do that.
Yeah, me too.
I'll try. What's the worst that could happen?
You get turned into a frog?
Yeah, and then he might eat you.
Yeah.
I mean, the raven.
You know, everyone says that like it's a terrible thing, but can you imagine life as a frog? Just relaxing next to a calm stream.
Do you have any idea how brutal nature is? Like, you would be eaten within, 3 minutes. Maybe an hour max.
Oh,
Sounds like him.
oh dear, Fiona. I've survived this long, haven't I?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and we often wonder how.
Life's a mystery.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of luck.
That's why I like combat. It follows at least certain rules. Okay, so yeah, let's go north.
You know, you'd at least look better as a frog.
Do I know if I can do anything with those healing herbs that I picked up?
Yes, you can. I think you can crumble them and put them on your wounds. But I can give you some into your character, and then you can use them. Little herb, I will be. I just added some Wurzelherb into your equipment, even though you already had some in there. I'm gonna post it to your chat as well, as you can see, because you know the Wurzelherb, and we can and you can see this is a part of the what this herb will do, and this is the plant that grows outside the. Oh, sorry, I have the private GM role on. Oh, sorry. You have it in your backpack, and this herb. Oh, yeah, there it is something that grows around here, and you know that this one will give you some regeneration the next time you sleep. That's not going to be helping you this moment, but next time you sleep, you will be regenerating more life points. So right now it's basically useless for you, but nevertheless, you can put it on your wounds or try to wait to the moment when you enter the next cave of the witch, which has been described to you by Aleftia.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. As long as I know what it does, it's kind of like use it at the end of the day kind of thing.
But as you're walking up north, just maybe do one more perception check for me each of you. Okay. Orestas, you succeeded, and Fiona didn't, but that doesn't matter because still, once again, at least one of in McKenna, you really made an impressive success. You see the raven looking sitting in a tree not too far away from you, but not too close either. He is barely in your line of sight, and as you have, but you can still see him sitting right in this tree up here.
Okay, McKenna will just briefly raise a hand to his friends, put both hands up, and slowly start walking towards the raven. When he knows he has its attention, he'll begin rambling into this, like, really clean-sounding apology. Like, he'll feign misunderstanding. Like, did you talk? Like, he doesn't know for certain that the raven tried to communicate.
Okay. The raven, as you try to approach, the raven gives one final loud from him, which sounds like hooray, hooray, and then leaves the premises again. But for a very slight moment, at least one of you, which is Corgrim, you feel really shaken by this moment. Something unnatural seemed to be happened to you. You didn't think before there was any mosquitoes, but now mosquitoes are flying to you and kind of trying to sting you. It really feels annoying, but nevertheless, something just happened here. You feel sure of that. You don't really know what it was, and you don't like it, but yeah, something happened here, but you cannot explain this.
Well, we found the bloodsucker.
What are you doing? Do we see any mosquitoes?
It's raining. It's hardly possible that there are mosquitoes, but for some reason,
Yeah.
at least a small animal kind of came to by. Just spider crawling across the floor in the rain and trying to close the gap to Corgrim. This was not too much fun. Yeah. But nevertheless, you want to continue on your journey onwards, as there's not much more you can do at this point in time. the rain gets a little lower, gets a little less, but still will keep there. But you're reaching this wooden stem, tree-ish cave Leftia told you about just shortly after you had your encounter with the raven, which once more faded unharmed from your evil doing, or trying to do evil, we don't know, or good, depends on the situation. But nevertheless, you see this this cave coming up. There's in the midst of kind of below some leaves, there is a small fire cooking with a pot on top of it, but you don't seem to see anybody. If you go closer to the area, there's you see a short flight of natural stairs leading from the rootwood leads to the cave beneath the roots of this old oak tree. It's at least 15 feet in diameter, so it's a rather big one. And this might be home of the witch you were told to be looking for. Her name was Satunya.
Yes, this won't be a difficult social interaction at all, friends. We'll just walk down these natural stairs into this certainly not terrifying cavern below this tree and just introduce ourselves to the friendly neighborhood witch.
I'd also
Are you scared?
That didn't the other witch say that they'd all been enslaved by the warlock? So this witch might not necessarily be friendly. Right?
McKenna finds a nearby root and raps on it with a piece of branch that he found nearby. Hello, Zatunya. Your sister sent us.
Mm. You hear a voice of an old woman. Who is there? And once again, I clicked the wrong button. Who is there?
If she
Give
offers
your
us
name,
cookies,
Barney.
no one accept.
If you
My name's McKenna. We stumbled across your sister in some nearby woods.
Which sister are you talking about, Mr. McKenna?
The redhead. Pleasant lady, very friendly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like my sister. What do you want? What do you want? And she looks. She sticks her head out of her cave. Just looks a little bit if it's who you are, and just seems to be not too happy to see anybody here.
Well, someone tried to stone my dear friend here. She could use a little bit of mending and tending, if you wouldn't mind.
Not
and
the leaf
perhaps
kind
we
of
could
stuff.
share the day's news.
She looks a little unhappy, but okay, come in here. And if you enter her cave or her little root home, just looks a little it's a small cave like wooden room, herbs hanging from the roof. It looks like dried 4 leaves, other various things, mouses, fungi, bats hang up there in the ceiling, which might apparently share the living space with this witch. They don't look aggressive, even though whenever Korgrim comes close to one, they just kind of make noises. So they want to attack. You don't seem to be the friend of bats these days. Her pot bubbles away in the corner. She's cooking something. Some dried spider legs hang around. In one jar, you see some deer eyes, parts of cats, insects, or even wolf testicles in there. Everything you really never wanted to see in a glass mug or on a shelf. But yeah, this surely she is something else, and she's probably a witch, like you could imagine. But yeah, she is. This is not the place you really like to be in usually, unless you like wolf testicles. Then this is the place for you. So depends on your personality. You might be feeling homish today.
Not me.
It may
I'll
surprise you all
tolerate.
to know this is not the most horrendous cavern I've ever been in.
It's got good support. No quality dwarven engineering, of course, but it's got. Look at the the weight bearing.
Very homey.
Well, this was my home, and it's given me by the earth and my so Tuya. She's she's my mother of all of our sisters, and she's given and I've received. So what do you want now?
Oh, well, it's lovely in here. It's really nice, very cozy.
Okay, but never. What do you want? Tell me, or leave my home.
Well, we were told that you had a slight problem with the one that lives in the mill, and we were just gonna go and see if they would, move on.
Once you mentioned the mill, her eyes widen. What do you know about the mill? And she goes to the entrance of her cavern and looks outside if she can see something, and then she returns to you. She's nervous, even you mentioning just the mill.
Honestly, we don't know a huge amount. Just that the guy in the mill is bad news, and your sister explained a little bit of information about wanting to get rid of him. So we offered to have some words.
Yeah, she goes back and looks at the door at the outside. Has anybody seen you coming here to my place?
Oh, no. Well, unless you count a raven, crow.
Yes, maybe. So you said you wanted to help for your injury, and okay, yeah, she's stunned by fear at this moment. And you mentioned the raven seeing you in this vicinity.
Yeah, I accidentally slingshotted my own eyeball. And
Well, it was
this,
all right sight.
this big black eye forming on her.
Yes,
on her
to be
eye.
clear, none of us did that to her.
No, it was me. I'm not that great with a slingshot, to be honest, but I was trying to hit the raven.
She looks even more scared that you attacked his raven.
Yeah.
He will be angry. He is always angry if somebody does something he doesn't like.
Yeah,
He's
that's
a
okay. Next time I see it, I'm gonna fireball it instead.
I haven't ate raven in quite many years.
You've eaten plenty of crow, though.
I don't like crow.
Make sure he doesn't feed you to the crows if you attack his raven.
You seem very frightened.
Yes,
Is he very powerful?
he wasn't always. He was a mediocre warlock at best. Then one day he came back and he had this power. He was so strong, stronger than all three of us together. And ever since then, he is taking charge of our coven. I don't know what happened, but
the villagers said he has a pact with a demon. I don't believe in that he has a pact with a demon, but he has a pact with somebody, and he's a very cruel man. You have to understand. He made us suffer. We can't free ourselves of him, especially ever since he got so strong. And he enslaved us, and he will use our power and his power at his own will and mercy. But he does not only hate us; he hates everybody. He hates the people in the village. He wants to enslave them as well.
Oh, maybe I should use my fireball on him instead then.
As much as I hate him, I don't think killing him is the way to go. And if he knows that you are here, I'm doomed already. But then, nevertheless, killing is not the way of us. But if you can get rid of him, that will be amazing. But I'm very, very, very scared. I'm not sure if you should be here.
McKenna here, I point to McKenna, wants to convince him with words to leave this area, and that will be our first approach. If that does fail, we might find other means.
I mean, it can't be that hard. The man must have some capability of reason. If he hates the people of this place so much, why remain?
Yeah, there might be other nice people somewhere else.
I think he just does not hate the people of this town. I think he hates people in general. And
I can recommend a nice mountain where he can go and camp and not have to see any person ever again.
I know a desert in the south where no one is miles around.
God, these places sound great.
Okay, but if you really want to get rid of him and you will not hurt him, I can help you with an elixir. He can, if you get him to drink it, he will transform into something else, and he will not be able to cast spells, and you can rid him of his possessions and make sure he cannot talk afterwards. So gag him and then bring him to justice, or just get him away from our wonderful town of Whistleholme.
Okay, McKenna, you should challenge him to a drinking game.
God. Princess Bride situation.
It might work, actually.
I think I could at least convince him to consider it.
You could at least get second place.
Out of curiosity, dear lady, if someone who isn't particularly gifted with the magical arts were to consume this liquid, what would happen to them?
You will transform into a toad. So will Cordax. Everybody who would drink this elixir will transform into a toad.
Well, I said you want to be a frog.
I slapped McKenna on the shoulder. Hey, looks like your dream might come true.
You could turn me back if it happened to me, correct?
Well, it's not a permanent transformation. It's just for a while, and it will help you, subdue him, and then he will retransform afterwards. So if you drink
Perfect,
it,
we'll take it.
Yes, but you must be sure that your success. But yes, I will brew it.
My dear lady, I am never lacking in confidence.
But there's one small hiccup, though. I need a certain fish. I need the blood of an eel from the witch pond. You need to go up to the pond and try to fetch one of those eels for me. And this will take you some time, but you must hurry. If he finds out that I'm spoken to you and conspired with you, I'm doomed. So are my sisters. Oh God. Yes, but But if
Where
you
where
go
is this pond?
northwestern hemisphere, if you go up the street, the way will go into two directions. If you go to the right, you will come to the mill of Kordax, and if you go to the left, you will come close to the pond of where you can find the eel.
How do we
Okay.
catch the eels?
I don't know. You fish them, probably. You guys have the experience, the
no-
adventure.
Special bait or anything that you know?
We have a dwarf.
Okay, yeah, we can use that.
I have
3
some
times I told
I have
you it was
some
all I would ever
fishing
let you use
experience.
it for bait, and you've used
Mm.
them.
Yeah. I have some fishing experience. Does this eel have any kind of particular taste for bait?
I think they do. Just wait. And she goes into the back of her room and mumbles to herself, "Oh my God, what will I do? Help! Please let them help. I will be doomed." And she will just grab something and hands you this little box here, and which includes some kind of worm. Just looks like a regular worm to you, but might be some special worm. But this is
Okay.
yes, they like this one. That will help them. Please
Okay.
hurry. If Cordax finds out that you are here, he will punish us,
Yeah.
like in the past or even worse. And she looks out of her tavern, okay, cave to the stars. Oh yeah, you must hurry. I think tonight he might be even stronger than usual. The moon is standing in the right direction. We're doomed. Don't fail us, adventurers. Don't fail us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's some sort of worm. I don't have any
It's not
specialty.
it's not a fake worm. It's not like
It's
it's a real. It's
It's a
just a
worm.
worm.
Okay.
Okay.
The only problem is I do not have a fishing rod, so I might need to have. I have needle and thread, so I can improvise.
Okay. She looks at you and mumbles to herself. You are my heroes, not even having a rod, and goes back to her somewhere in her cave and fetches you a wooden stick with some thread and a needle on top where you can put the worm on. This should be
Mhm.
sufficed, and hands you the improvised fishing rod. Mm.
Oh, that will work. Thank you.
But-
Okay, let's
but
hurry then.
But can't the small bear catch it with his hands? Looking at the dwarf. Can't bears catch fish with their hands? He looks like a bear. I don't know. Maybe small
No, he's a
bear.
dwarf. I don't know. Maybe in a cave.
Oh, he's plenty bare enough for everyone.
Thank you, and hurry, and make sure that the raven doesn't see you leaving my cave. That
Wait,
would be
how do we make sure that it doesn't see us?
sneak.
Oh,
Cover
okay.
yourself.
Yeah, we might go parallel to the road or something.
Okay.
We
Well,
we can still try to shoot the raven if it approaches us again.
I guess we've already tried once. What's another? What's another try? Right?
Yeah, maybe not you. Maybe you should keep away from projectiles at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We need to get that eye mended.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, hang on. Just grab your character real quick on the map as well, and then we can see. Okay. Instead of unlike you, she just comes close to you, starts touching your eye, and you feel the magic leaving her arms and getting into your eye, and the swelling goes away, the bluish color starts going away, and you heal all your 8 life points by her touch.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I feel so much better.
Just make sure that I didn't waste my last moment in freedom by healing you. Get rid of this evil man before he gets rid of us.
We'll try and be quick. We should try and be stealthy, right, everyone, as we leave?
Yeah. Might be a good idea. I don't know how good a crow or a raven can look or hear.
My dear Satunia, how are you at acting?
What do you mean, dear?
You are going to throw me out of your home while the others slip away.
I can try.
I'll just insult your living space a little bit to give you a little bit of anger to work with. My God, woman, do you ever clean? You are storing drying animal parts next to your food. You are going to poison yourself. I mean, this is atrocious.
Okay. You see that you're hitting a nerve there, and she starts yelling at, "Don't you dare talk to my place, and don't you evil, you ugly man, leave my space!" And you insulted her living space maybe a little bit too much, and she really gets angry and yells at you, "Grow words, you evil bastard!" And this might have been a little too much for your taste of acting, but as she forces you out of her cave with her broomstick, you start seeing that you will not be any cleaner in the future than my home, you evil, ugly man. And if you look, you start looking at your hand, and everywhere on your body, warts start to pop up in your face, in your hands. Every free place of skin you can see, warts have been, spreading. This not look too fun for you, and just for the
McKenna will let her swat him with a broom or whatever she's chasing him out with, while the others slip away and try to get himself seen by the raven.
Yeah, but as you know, just for everybody who is interested in this one, you just got cursed by the witch, and you received the little nice curse, which eventually just doesn't do too much damage, but it will give you a disadvantage on any charisma checks the next several days, and with the several days I mean 4 days. You will have warts growing all over your body, and you will be looking disastrous and ugly. You were just a little too convincing with your acting for her taste. But it's not something that will damage or hurt you permanently. But you will remember not to mess with the witch.
McKenna will try and get himself seen stumbling away from the witch's hut by the raven. And afterwards he'll rejoin the group.
Yeah, when you rejoin, my first sentence will be, "We were talking about frog, not toad."
What do you mean? Why? What are you talking about?
Look at your hands. And...
No. You look fine. You look fine.
I'm beginning to suspect that perhaps I may not look fine. What did that hag do to me?
Nothing. You're in perfect health.
You seem to be, yes.
You still are. You feel fine, except for,
Right. Well, let's go and find these eels, shall we?
Yes. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, we're heading north, and I would suggest we're not walking on the road, but close to the road, inside between the trees and the bushes. Then.
Genau. Okay. As you will be going back to the road, and at least it's just a sec, Fiona, um, as this great acting was happening behind you, Boris just snuck out of the cave. Fiona let her magic mage staff be stuck um, in the tree, and she was yelling, God damn it, get my stick!" And it was very stealthy. And Corgrim, he was being upset by some of the bats yelling at him, and he was basically stumbling out of there. So your entire acting and being stealthy maneuver did not go as planned, but nevertheless, at least you tried your best. And McKenna has a new update on his face for a while, so that something improved there anyway. So now you can keep going on your direction. Okay, as you proceed north, you see the rain starts stopping sometimes, so it's not all bad. You know, the rain gets less and less and less. But as you're walking and you see the crossroads coming up, not too long after leaving the cave, and as you remember, one way goes right and one way goes left. You still need to decide where you want to go.
Yep.
Do you remember what the witches told you?
She said left to the pond, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the
Absolutely.
west.
Okay. And as you keep going and walking and walking,
Do we see the raven again?
no, you don't see
Okay.
the raven. At least you're. You don't feel so. But once you're closing, you see a river coming down from a mountain on your right side, which then continues onto a pond on your left. But before you see the pond, there is something very, very strange about the not too distant area around you. There's some trees looking unhealthy, even dangerously unhealthy. The entire floor feels dirty and corrupted, and you really have the feeling there is something um, about a tree. And maybe you even remember Aleftia telling you something about a special witch's tree in the forest. So, but might be something around there.
Could I?
I mean,
walk
it's.
up,
Sorry.
could I walk up to the tree and use plant wall?
It's not directly there yet. You would have to leave the path, and instead of going to the pond, you would need to change direction to go to this tree. But as you are a magic user, just check real quick, you could try to do some magical lore, or even if you have a detect magic spell, which you don't have, which is unusual, but still you could do magic lore.
I save all my
Your
successes
first roll jinxed
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
But maybe you feel like your fate might need some change, and you want to reroll this one.
Okay, yeah, that's a
Try
good
it
idea.
once. And hopefully you get your evil dice away again. Or
How do I reroll
just
the
hit the go on the chat, hit the right button, and then say use fate point, and then you select the first two dice to re-roll them, as they both are failures. Okay, at least one of them went better, or both of them went better, and you change to one success. And as we see, your skill points are enough to make this one count. Well, as you felt before or seen around you, this entire area seems flooded by magic, but it seems to be corrupted, and this corruption might be coming from this tree. If it used to be a really really nice, special tree in the past. Now it's the dead area in the woods centered around this large gnarly tree. Seems to be some kind of landmine and seems to be poisoning everything around you.
So
Make,
it's quite a big tree, right? It's like far off in the distance.
not to about like a couple 100 meters or
Okay.
100 yards away. So you will have to leave your path and change. But you can already see it on the map coming there. It looks very
Fiona, is that normal? Like, kind of, is that what witches trees do?
No, not at all. No, it seems to be like some kind of source of corruption in the area. Like that's what's causing everything around us to look so decayed and gross and horrible.
I just thought it's because it wasn't a dwarvish area.
No, this is bad.
Whereas I thought it was because Colgrim was here earlier.
The question is, has this something to do with this evil dude becoming more powerful?
Maybe we. I mean, I would definitely consider, like, us checking it out. We could see maybe if we can get rid of the corruption somehow if we get a little closer.
Yeah, okay. We do not have much time because I think we should catch the eel. But yeah, to have a look might not hurt.
Okay. So you leave the path to the pond and change direction and going to this new tree, this new place, and we will all be moving. And you see in the rain there is the center of this area. It looks barren old tree grows in the clearing. It looks like nothing so much as a hunchback and undead bugbear sits on a local sits here. It's supposed to was beautiful at one point in time, but it's really, really looking darkish, blackish, corrupted. Yeah, it is not a place of beauty or happiness anymore. It seems to be a place of mischief and pain. So this is your tree. This is probably not the tree that were described by I left here before, but it might be the same one, even in a corrupted way. Mm-hmm.
Can I see any kind of tracks on the ground, like someone moved here recently or something else? Or is it just like the corruption of nature?
Well, it looks definitely not normal what happened here. This corruption has to have some supernatural course. There normally a forest doesn't look like this, but you don't see like there's no big animal marks or anything here, and there's yeah, it just looks like a once very nice place now destroyed by something else or corrupted. But probably corrupted still is the best word you could find here.
So I'm gonna move closer. So I'm gonna start walking closer. Can I also sort of be using plant lore? Like, can I roll, but also kind of like constantly be checking the ground and the plants as we move past, or like as I move past, just to see if like they've gone weird. Like, have they gone corrupted? Are they gonna poison me or corrupt me or something?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that all the plants just feel like they are dying, they're suffering, being suffocated by something. It's once beautiful grizzle herbs now look like it's
almost like it hasn't rained in weeks, but they're dry and dirty and blackish. So does everything else feel around you. It doesn't feel healthy or living. It's not vivid or living anymore. It's all just you know.
McKenna's going to look for the crowing raven.
No, there's no raven here. But dear Kogrim, there's a some animal.
Oh, what's that over there?
Looking at you. It looks at all of you, but it keeps only going in your direction. It's a badger, as you probably know. But if you go animal lore, you will see more. It just looks very, interested in yourself. It kind of approaches you. It tries to look at you.
What are you looking at, you little bugger?
And it comes closer to you.
He thinks you're food.
Oh, no.
Mhm.
That can't be it. Little bugger must be lost.
As it looks to you, and curiosity breeds you, and then as you keep looking at you and sniffing you, it
What a badger's he?
it just yanks out with his claw at you
Hey!
angrily and wants to attack you, and you can use the chat to react to his attack.
Dwarves, apparently.
Oh,
And
the badger wins.
yes, it hurts you, and you feel this animal has a deep rooted hatred in you. You've never seen a badger that is so angry at you, and
Goddamn land animals.
as you might remember, the raven yelled some words at you, but this badger really hates you. But what you will do, I'm not sure if we can see today or if we'll see it the next time. This all depends on your timetable, dear adventurers.
McKenna's going to put 3 knives in the badger.
I think that James asking if we want to do combat today or next time.
Oh, we can do that.
Oh,
we
I
can
see.
finish the badger today, or we can
Okay,
wait till next week. And
Let's take out the badger.
Then let's begin the combat. Start again with your initiative, as we've done before, and we can see Kana arrest us again. Oh, you will slaughter my poor badger. I know it already.
I think the badger's
That's
gonna
the
get-
idea.
This badger's about to learn.
Okay. Can I move up to the badger and just hit it with my sword?
Yes, you
Is
can.
Okay.
I will grant you this distance to hit it, and
Okay.
mhm.
And then I hit that critter. Not. Okay.
Okay.
I use a fate point.
Okay. So you're hitting this poor badger who just attacked this evil-looking dwarf.
Yeah. And even though Kollegen can be annoying sometimes, I find the idea that a badger actually hits him quite annoying.
Okay. So you decide to your heroic deed of using your fate points to try to kill a badger it paid off. The badger tries to evade your blow, but it cannot evade your blow, and I will apply the damage. And you really hurt the little bugger really hard with your sword. It cuts right through its flesh. It squeaks, it squirms, but yes, you heroically beat the poor little creature with your fate point.
Good.
Perfect.
So next in line, Kollegen. It's time for payback.
What kind of action is it to swap to my rock cleaver?
You would have to, let you drop your shield and your battle axe, and then pull it out. Then you could attack next round, or you could try to hit it right now.
No, we don't need to break it out. We can just go ahead and use the battle axe. He'll like do a flip with it in his hand and be like, "You're gonna regret this."
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you see the poor animal. His hatred changes to fear, as it didn't expect you to be so strong against it. But nevertheless, your strength is more than he can handle, and as he already was attacked this round before, he will not be able to defend himself. And you take your heroic battle axe and cut the poor beast into half. The small angry badger is no feat against you, mighty Korgrim, killer of badgers. This could be your new war title, as you have.
Boys, we've got dinner.
I wouldn't eat that because it seems to come from this area and look around. It might not be a good idea.
First.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? It's not like it's going to give us any pox or disease or warts.
Yeah.
Has someone a mirror with which we can show McKenna?
Yeah.
Show me what?
Nothing.
Maybe your heroic movement, you want to, bathe in the blood of your enemies, or
Oh no.
No.
There's enough blood out you spilled with your mighty battle axe against this poor creature. You can.
Well, it attacked first. It attacked first.
GM out here was trying to make us feel bad. It's like, no, it had its opportunities.
It could have walked away. It did not. So no.
Okay, you have won your next mighty battle today.
That's another W in the book.
It's not as if it's an unprecedented reaction to meet Kollegen and want to strike him in the face.
Yes.
No, but that was unusual. I mean, usually you have this kind of people he cheated in games, or people he cheated with their wives, but not a badger. So
12 times. I've only done that 12 times. Come on.
I will admit the badger is a new spin.
yeah.
Maybe he's like polymorph to like kick the body.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what if it was the transformed headhunter? They never told us what animal he got transformed into.
That might be. Oh, okay. Maybe we just killed the headman.
Yeah.
I did fuck his wife.
Oh, God.
Too much information as usual, Kollegen. Too much information. Okay, let's have a look at the tree. Fiona, did you find anything out?
Yeah, is there anything I can figure out about the tree? Oh, by the way, is the tree wet?
Yes, everything around here is wet.
Are there any like dry bits that I can see?
No, there are not. But if you're doing a perception check, you might find something interesting.
Okay.
Okay. You really
No,
don't,
apparently.
except for being an ugly, dying, blackish tree. There's not much you can see. But if the rest of you want to have a look at the tree as well, feel free to do so.
I know at least a bit about plants, so I have a closer look and try it. Maybe I have more success. I'm usually used to jungle, but maybe it helps here.
Sure.
Sorry
No.
about the delay there, Fiona. Badger,
No, it's not. It's no jungle tree.
No jungle tree. Definitely no jungle tree. Even you would see that this tree will not fit in the jungle, but besides that, there's not much more. Nevertheless, if you all look at the tree, you could then you can have a look on your perception if you want to look at it, or if you don't want to look at it, then please don't roll. Otherwise, I love this today. Your rolls are amazing.
What the?
So it's up to Kogrim and McKenna. You can still also roll because I'm guessing you all will be investigating the tree, or if not, then this is a dead ugly tree. And this is about it. At least one of you is looking at this tree correctly, and just about 12 feet up this tree, you see some strange deviation of the coloring of this tree. It's not like that this whole tree looks rather deadish, but there's some part where the color changes from dark to light. There's something up there on this tree.
I could chop it down.
Like something perching in the tree, or just a shadow, or
No, it's more like a you can't really see there. It's just something different on this tree. Yeah, but you might want to have a look up there and try to climb it, at least one of you, or try, as Corgan mentioned, cutting down the tree.
If
Whichever you
it's a
think might
witch's
be-
tree and if it's just corrupted, the witches might not like us cutting it down, so maybe we should have a look first.
But if
This-
it's corrupted, then we can. Oh. Nath, I think you're muted.
McKenna?
I was going to suggest burning the damn thing, but this country never seems to be dry. Right.
How
Wilbur,
high up
come
is
here
it?
to the just come over here for a moment. I need you at the just below this branch just here. Just a little closer. Yep, just a little. Yep, perfect. McKenna puts one foot on Colgrim's shoulder and then proceeds to use him as a footstool to try and climb up into the tree.
Okay, please try your climbing then.
Don't use my head as a foot.
Oh no.
Dear God, man, stop wiggling.
I'm gonna try and climb up. Try
Yeah,
and see what
she's
this is.
I got another shoulder right here,
Yeah, I also use it as a stepping stool.
yes.
Okay, we have the super Fiona. She can slingshot herself to death, but she can climb. That's his ability.
Yeah.
So you climb up this tree, and it's for some reason when you come up there seems to be something written in this tree. I used to have a nice picture of this one, but it just have to suffice. There is a poem or something written in this tree, and I hope you can see it. Yes, wonderful. There, thrice speak your curse as a witch stands. Your victim will never have a chance. At midnight will your curse destroy. In moonlight none escape your ploy. Thrice draw the circle round your home. The curse will find them where they roam. Thrice trick will walk the path until the scores. On magic wave will come to the force. Mada binding starts to fade. Speak your curse with hate and rage. Vex pulse binding. Tight speak your curse with dark and spite. Mada sight hiding in the dark. Speak aloud with arrogant spark.
heed the full moon. Be prepared and let your vengeance leave them scared. It's carved in this tree. It's rather unusual, not like Left Here loves Ulrich. This is something very, very unusual, even for you guys having known a lot of things. This sounds rather strange.
Did Fiona read that out loud to us?
Not yet, no. But actually, yeah, I probably will. Yeah, I will.
Yes.
I'm beginning to get the impression that perhaps the witches we're helping may not be, in fact, as gentle and kind as they have seemed.
The question is, if this is the doing of the warlock or the witches.
Well, it didn't say the warlock's curse.
Yeah, warlock
Yeah.
is just a male witch, so
I don't know. It's pretty specific. I start to climb down. Now I'm very unsure. Do we really want to destroy this tree now that we? I don't feel as. I don't know.
Mm. While Fiona's trying to um, climb down this tree, you see movement in the bushes, accompanied by weird anger noises, which you heard earlier from some other critters coming by. And as you see at least one more creature is closing the distance to you guys and circling around you, looking at Corgrim with hateful eyes. Fiona just nailed down the path, the tree. So
okay.
you can kill another innocent animal, or you can just run before it comes to you.
I think we should get out of here.
Yeah, I agree.
That's as good
Oh,
as-
okay. Yeah, we have to leave. We have to leave.
Well, it's not like Barry here can sink worse than he already does.
Yeah, but we others can do so. Yeah.
But you feel very complicit that there are no more things in the bushes than just this one skunk. There are more animals. So taking your feet in your hands, and leaving this wretched tree might be.
I'm not counting this as an L. This is a tactical retreat. This is not an L.
Wonderful. And with this, I think our first session concludes. You survived part of the witch's tree and the witch's dance so far. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yay! Thank you. Awesome stuff.
Good. Very good. We're quite a nice bunch, with a lot of bad dice rolls at the moment, but we have to work on that.
Maybe next time you will have the double, triple ones again. Which once again, I've never seen it. We've been playing this for 2 years now, and I've never had a triple one in any game. And I think neither of our groups has this one. So you
The
were
first roll of the adventure was a triple
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Glad I
yeah,
can provide that service to you.
yes. Thank you for being my first.
yeah. Okay. So, any major questions about the world, about the system so far?
I think it plays pretty efficiently. Like I think it's a system that benefits really well from a virtual tabletop implementation. Like,
Yes.
I think sitting around a table, it would require a lot more manual math and calculation that would make it unappealing for me. But in a virtual tabletop environment, it might be something worth trying out.
Yeah, it's a really nicely built system. Nice thematic UI overrides as well.
It's very smooth as well. Like just rolling stuff for playing combat, ending a turn, like doing a thing, rolling a skill check, Just like very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The level of automation is quite amazing, especially with kind of the re-rolls using fate points and stuff like that. You have a lot of systems where this is kind of you have to do it manually, and here it's basically part of the whole module and even the basic system. So that makes it the Dark Eye very easy playable, even if you're not used to the rules. And yeah, they are a bit different than most systems out there in the market, especially with the 3 roles for standard skills checks and things like that. So but you get used to it quite fast. So I think that's a big advantage of the Dark Eye on Foundry, that you do not have to worry about the system so much as you said, Anathema. At the table it plays a bit different. Okay. Any questions from the chat? That might be interesting. I've seen we have some very experienced people in the chat also who know the Dark Eye quite well. And they already answered some questions. Okay.
Okay. And next time we will start with a quick sum up of the session of Evil Codex and what you've learned so far, and then you can continue with your journey through.
Awesome. Thanks very much for running the game.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
for playing with us.
And thank you for this fun group. So to all the players and to the chat, of course.
I think we're seeing each other in 2 weeks' time, right? In 2 weeks' time will be the next session. So
yes.
Everybody wants to see us again in 2 weeks, same time and same place. And then our mighty ventures will see why Codex is so powerful, and maybe they defeat him or maybe not.
Okay.
Of course we do. Maybe we just have to throw Corgrim, but we will defeat him.
Yeah.
I know no one tosses a dwarf, but yeah.
Does Corgrim count as a throwing weapon? That is a question.
Possibly.
Probably based on the rule system, yes, he counts as an improvised throwing weapon, which will give you a huge penalty check because of his weight. But yes, I think there is a penalty. You can probably compare it with a big rock. But yes, if he would be an ogre, you could throw him, but you probably will not be able to do it. I can check up on the rules next time for you if you can throw Corgrim. I'm not sure.
Might be fun to know. Might be fun to know, actually, because
does it change if we're all doing it? If we're all helping to throw?
Maybe we should construct a siege weapon and use that. It's something like a catapult.
Fire the dwarf at the mill, yeah.
As a blunt weapon, an interesting idea in the chat. No. We like our dwarf.
I think the only blunt weapon in this group is McKenna.
Not anymore. You have a lot of spikes there. I mean, they're squishy, but
yes.
Okay. No, was a lot of fun. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for all the European watchers who need to be back to work tomorrow morning, and international ones. Have a great evening.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Cheers.
Bye.
Everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.